Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 5 Underdog Fantasy picks for Week 6 in the NFL, alongside my co-host Tyler Wiemann. I am Shannon, Sommerville. Tyler, we were 3 of 5 last week, so looking to improve this week. Now, overall, on all of our shows, we are 39 and 82, so we got some makeup work to do. We had a really bad week, too. I think that set us back a little bit. But we're coming back. Back. I'm feeling it. Yeah. So we're going to get it back. Can't believe it's already week 6. We've got bye weeks to deal with. It's been kind of crazy. Some injuries going down. But that also presents some opportunities for some edge in the prop market. So we're going to take a look at some pretty good props for you guys. So they are available on Underdog Fantasy. If you don't already have Underdog Fantasy, go ahead and download them. If you don't, use the promo code LineStar and you'll get up to $100 of your first deposit match, to make sure to take advantage of that deal. I believe now it is still, for a limited time, you can get a $500 deposit match, so take advantage of it while it's there. And again, the promo code to use for that is LineStar. And of course, make sure to check out LineStarApp.com. The tool we're using to find our props is the PropsAI tool, and that is on the LineStar app. It's an awesome tool. It basically compares LineStar's projections to what's out there in the prop market, whether you're playing on Underdog Fantasy or wherever you're playing in the sports books or a different app. You can use PropsAI to help you kind of find the best value there. So make sure to check that out at LineStarApp.com. And lastly, before we get into the props, do us a huge favor. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below, because a comment enters you in to our prop bets contest. Tyler, what do you say? If we hit 4 of 5, we'll give some lucky commenter $100?
Why not? Let's go with it.
Why not? Let's do it. All right. Let's give them a C note this week. Let's get these picks in. Okay, so we're going to start things off with 3 of LineStar's picks, and then Tyler and I are each going to pick one of our favorites for this week that's available on Underdog Fantasy. And yeah, so let's get into it. First, we're going to start things off with Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase, who seems to be back. Are the Bengals back? I don't know, but Jamar Chase certainly seems to be. So we're taking the over on his receiving yards at 84.5, averaging 95 receiving yards per game. While he's only gone over this 2 of 5 games, in a great spot. Going up against Seattle, their defense ranks 23rd in pass defense DVOA versus wide receiver ones. When you look at some of the wide receivers they have faced, I'm just excluding the Giants because I just feel like they don't count. But Adam Thielen for the Panthers had 145. Amon-Ra St. Brown Tyler had 102. And Tutu Atwell for the Rams at 119 against the Seattle defense. So I like Jamar Chase's spot here, especially given the fact that we're seeing a much healthier team come together over the last few weeks. What do you think here?
Yeah, I definitely think they're getting healthier. It seems like Burrow is getting much healthier. We saw him scramble a little bit last game, and that is just a really big move forward for him and this passing team as a whole. And versus Seattle, they're allowing 220 yards to the wide receiver. And then they're 30th in the league, allowing 280 passing yards per game. That is 30 yards more than the Cardinals, who they just absolutely torched. More importantly, Jamar Chase torched. So I like this spot again for Chase.
Yeah, he seems to be back to his old self after last week's performance of 160 receiving yards or over that. It was just insane. So nice to see him back to his old self. And those Bengals as well. All right, next up, we're going to go to the Saints quarterback, Derek Carr, over 216.5 passing yards. While Carr's only averaging 189 passing yards per game this season and has only gone over that mark 2 of 5, he has been dealing with some injuries. He is going up against a Houston Texans defense that's kind of meh in the passing defense department. They rank 18th in pass defense DVOA. Tyler, what do you like about Derek Carr's line here at 216 and a half?
Yeah, so he's been battling this injury over the last 3 weeks. The 2 weeks prior to the injury, he was over in both of them. We see an improvement in his shoulder. He's able to throw a little bit better, and it's going to further improve coming this week. And then meanwhile, Houston's allowing 244 yards passing per game over the last week. So I think it just sets up a good spot for Derek Carr. He also has a lot of weapons with Kamara coming back, who can break the game receiving, and Olave and all of the weapons at his disposal. I just think that 216 is a little low, and it's leading into that injury a little bit too much, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the Texans are going to have their hands full. Like you mentioned, Chris Olave is an unbelievable wide receiver. And also Michael Thomas has been coming on too as a wide receiver 2 option. Plus you got Kamara back in the fold. He's a great receiving running back. So liking the over there for Derek Carr. Next up, let's head to the Minnesota Vikings. They are without their wide receiver 1, Justin Jefferson, who suffered a hamstring injury, and it was announced he'll likely be out the next 4 weeks. Well, that make some room for Jordan Addison to come into the fold. We like Addison's spot here over 54.5 receiving yards. Addison's already with Jefferson in the fold was averaging 50 receiving yards per game and had been over that mark in 3 of 5 games. Now going up against the Chicago Bears, who rank 31st, Tyler, in pass defense DVOA. You know I love my DVOA set, defensive value over average, which takes into account strength of schedule, quality of opponent, all that stuff. Needless to say, Addison's in a great spot, especially if you're a fantasy owner as well. This is applying to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Addison this week. Without Jefferson, he's going to get more targets. We've seen him go over in 3 of 4 with Jefferson. Now he gets added targets and in a really good matchup. Gotta like Addison.
Yeah, I like Addison. This week against the Chicago Bears defense, hey, they're still without their defensive coordinator. They're still kind of a mess, even though they did get that win against the Commanders. I'm still not sold on the Bears, Tyler. I don't know about you, but as far as the defense is concerned. All right. Next up, Tyler, you and I are going to make our picks on Underdog Fantasy for this week. Who you got this week?
All right, so I am going with Drake London over 44.5 receiving yards. I think he's in a really good spot here. He's been over in 7 of 10. Washington's allowing 238 yards a game to the wide receiver over the last 4 games. And Ritter, when he has been at home this season, he's actually been very good, averaging 283 yards a game at home. So I think it sets up for a good spot for London to go over.
Yeah, Washington Commanders have just let wide receivers run all over them this season. That defense has been so disappointing. We saw it against the Bears. They absolutely torched that Commanders defense. So I expect Atlanta to lean into it a little bit. Even though they are predicated on the run game, got to think Drake London's getting some passes there, right?
Yeah, and to your point about, the Washington defense getting torched, 230 yards to DJ Moore, 175 to AJ Brown, 111 to Stephon Diggs. I mean, I know these are elite receivers, but they absolutely crush them. I think London can at least get 45.
All right. For my pick, I am going with a Georgia Bulldog. I know you're shocked, Tyler, but we're going James Cook over 52.5 rushing yards in this one. Yes, I know James Cook had like -4 yards against Jacksonville in London last week, and it was super disappointing to see. However, this is a guy averaging 58 rush yards per game. He's gone over 2 of 5, and going up against the Giants. This is what we love here. They've allowed the 2nd most rushing yards to running backs, and they rank 29th in rush defense DVOA. Let's look at some of the running backs and how they've done against the Giants. Devon Achane, 151, Kenneth Walker, 79, CMC at 85, James Conner, 106, Pollard had 70. This is the 3rd most favorable matchup for running backs in terms of rush EPA. I like James Cook's spot here. I think he bounces back after that pretty dismal performance across the pond, and he comes back with a vengeance. And I think they lean into the Bills in general, lean into the run game in this one and get the win against the Giants. All right, make sure to lock in your picks here and tell us if you'd like on Underdog Fantasy. And if you don't have Underdog Fantasy, what are you doing? Go ahead and download it. Use the promo code LineStar. When you do, you'll get up to $100 of your deposit match. Plus, make sure to subscribe to our channel, sign up for those notifications, and comment below. A comment automatically enters you into our Prop Bets contest. We're giving out $100 if we hit 4 of 5. I just announced it today. So make sure to comment below. Let us know where you're headed. If you totally disagree with us, hey, that's okay. We want to hear from you guys. We're all trying to help each other out, beat the books, win some money. Let's get those tickets together and win some money here in week 6. Let's go get it. Good luck to everybody in your prop betting endeavors. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. Good luck.